English actor and comedian Tony Hancock was a rousing success in the 1950s and 1960s with his BBC series Hancock's Half Hour. He began broadcasting via radio in 1954 and then transferred to television in 1956. After a series of failed relationships and friendships, Hancock committed suicide by overdose on June 25, 1968. He was found in his apartment with an empty vodka bottle and amylobarbital tablets scattered around him. In a note left at the scene, he wrote, "Things just seem to go wrong too many times." When actor Spike Milligan was asked about Hancock, he said, "He ended up on his own. I thought, he's got rid of everybody else, he's going to get rid of himself, and he did." A British stage and screen actress, Peg Entwistle had a lot of stage experience prior to heading to Hollywood but had never been cast in a film. When she landed a small role in the film 13 Women, she was optimistic that she was on the right path. However, soon thereafter, she was mistakenly told that all of her scenes had ended up on the cutting room floor. Devastated and despondent about her career, Entwistle climbed the Hollywood sign and leapt to her death, leaving behind a note that read, "I am afraid I am a coward. I am sorry for everything. If I had done this a long time ago it would have saved a lot of pain." P.E. Sadly, it turned out that she did actually appear in the film for 4 minutes, only a few of her scenes had been cut. Best known as the lead singer for the popular rock band Boston, Brad Delp was a man of many talents. While there are conflicting suspicions behind his suicide, Delp admitted that he had been suffering from depression for many years. On March 9, 2007, he committed suicide by carbon monoxide poisoning in his home in New Hampshire. He paper-clipped a note to his shirt, which read, "Mr. Brad Delp. J'ai une âme solitaire. I am a lonely soul." Written in both languages. He also left 4 sealed envelopes addressed to his children, his former wife, and his fiancée. George Sanders was quite accomplished in the world of entertainment as an actor in both film and television, a singer-songwriter, music composer, and author. In 1967, Sanders suffered a great loss. His wife passed away as well as his mother and brother. He began drinking heavily and also began to suffer from dementia and poor health. On April 23, 1972, he checked himself into a hotel near Barcelona and drank 5 bottles of the barbiturate Nembutal, causing him to go into cardiac arrest. He left behind 3 suicide notes, one of which read, "Dear world, I am leaving because I am bored. I feel I have lived long enough. I am leaving you with your worries in this sweet cesspool. Good luck." British footballer Justin Fashanu played for a myriad of clubs from 1978 to 1997. He made history by being the first black footballer to receive a £1 million transfer fee and by being the first professional footballer to publicly come out as a homosexual. Fashanu moved to the United States in 1998, where he was questioned by the police after a 17-year-old boy accused him of sexual assault on May 2, 1998. Fashanu took his own life by hanging himself. In his suicide note, he denied the allegations of sexual assault and noted that he feared he would not get a fair trial because of his sexuality. His final words were, "I hope the Jesus I love welcomes me home." Lupe Velez was an actress who made her way from a performer in Mexican vaudeville to a star of the silver screen. Recovering from a failed marriage, Velez fell in love with Harold Ramond and became pregnant out of wedlock. On December 13, 1944, after spending an evening with friends, Velez swallowed 70 secobarbital with a glass of brandy. Next to her body was a note that read, "To Harold, may God forgive you and forgive me too, but I prefer to take my life away and our babies before I bring him with shame or killing him. Lupe." Written on the back was, "How could you, Harold, fake such a great love for me and our baby when all the time, you didn't want us? I see no other way out for me, so goodbye, and good luck to you, love Lupe." The frontman of the hugely famous rock band Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, seemed to have it all. Considered one of the most iconic and influential musicians in alternative music, his participation and formulation of the grunge music scene in Seattle changed the course of music history. Though he was happily married to fellow musician Courtney Love, Cobain suffered from severe depression and chronic pain due to an undiagnosed stomach condition. When he could no longer manage his suffering, he shot himself in the head. He left behind a suicide note that read, "I don't have the passion anymore, and so remember, it's better to burn out than fade away." He went on to leave a personal message to his wife Courtney and daughter Frances that read, "Please keep going Courtney, for Frances. For her life, which will be so much happier without me." South African photojournalist Kevin Carter documented the atrocities he witnessed throughout the world. In 1994, after a disturbing trip to Sudan, he submitted a photograph of a starving child being stalked by a vulture and won the Pulitzer Prize. That same year, he committed suicide by carbon monoxide poisoning after writing an explicit note regarding his reasons. The note read, "I'm really, really sorry. The pain of life overrides the joy to the point that joy does not exist. Depressed. Without phone. Money for rent. Money for child support. Money for debts. Money. ... I am haunted by the vivid memories of killings, corpses, anger, pain. Of starving or wounded children, of trigger-happy madmen, often police, of killer executioners. I have gone to join Ken if I am that lucky. Is Tupac really even dead? Conspiracy theories say maybe not, but this is certainly the last known photograph of the rap icon. In this photo, Tupac is riding with Suge Knight, a record producer who's had plenty of trouble with the law. On September 8, 1996, an altercation occurred at a casino in Las Vegas. Tupac and Suge left the scene, pictured here, and were shot at shortly after. The identity of the shooters remains unknown. When police arrived, an officer removed Tupac from the car and asked him, "Who shot you?" To this, Tupac paused, looked the officer in the eye, and famously replied, "F******************. These were his famous last words. Not long after, Tupac closed his eyes and faded away. Welsh singer, songwriter, and guitarist Pete Ham was best known for his work as the lead vocalist and composer for the 1970s rock band Badfinger. He also worked with Harry Nilsson to co-write the song Without You, which became a worldwide #1 hit. His happiness turned to fear and depression, however, when Badfinger's business manager, Stan Pauly, ran off with an advance, leaving the band penniless. On April 24, 1975, just 3 days prior to his 28th birthday, Ham hanged himself in the couple's garage. In his suicide note, he told his pregnant girlfriend he loved her but also wrote, "I will not be allowed to love and trust everybody. This is better. Pete. P.S. Stan Pauly is a soulless bastard. I will take him with me." A visionary and entrepreneur, Kate Spade worked her way up in the fashion industry to become one of its best-known names in the business. Early in her career, while working in the accessories department for Mademoiselle magazine, she noticed that the industry was lacking stylish, affordable, and sensible handbags. Knowing there was a demand for such a product, she and her husband, Andy Spade, founded Kate Spade New York in 1993. Though her line became a rousing success, she still battled with severe anxiety and depression. On June 5, 2018, a housekeeper found her unresponsive in her Manhattan apartment. Her death was ruled a suicide by hanging. Police revealed that they found a suicide note addressed to her daughter which read, "B. I have always loved you. This is not your fault. Ask Daddy." The leader of the Nazi Party and perpetrator of the Holocaust, Adolf Hitler, initially served as the Chancellor of Germany in 1933 and then became Führer in 1934. His dictatorship lasted from 1933 to 1945, during which he initiated the Second World War by invading Poland in 1939. With the intent to eradicate the world of anyone who was of Jewish descent, he and his military were responsible for the genocide of over 6 million people. By April 1945, Soviet troops had determined the location of Adolf Hitler and his wife Eva Braun and were marching in to capture them. When they were just 2 blocks away, Hitler shot himself in the head while Braun bit into a cyanide capsule. Soviet troops discovered his suicide note which read, "I myself and my wife, in order to escape the disgrace of deposition or capitulation, choose death."